So why am I using this when this one has more penetration? I don't really trust this shell for two reasons. One, it doesn't have a ballistic cap, so angle penetration is not as good. That's why I use this. Not only do you have 164 grams of explosive mass, as all Soviet APHE BC goes, you have that ridiculous angle of penetration. Should give me time. I'm not exactly sure how the first one panned out. Hey guys, it's Jim here, and happy holidays everyone. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it is you celebrate. Unless of course it's ruined by the R3s because, Operation Winter. But yeah, hope you guys really have a great time. Spending time with family, eating dinner with them, or whatever it is, sharing presents. End of the year, it's a really special holiday. But anyway, welcome back to War Thunder. I do apologize for the lack of videos last week. So yeah, I didn't really have time to get online and whatever. But I'm back now, and this is the KV-85. Or rather, a KV-1S with an IS-1 turret. Let's break it down and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, the brief history about this thing is that originally the KV-1S chassis was actually meant to be like a lighter version, faster version of the original KV-1 EV tanks. But what happened was that they did some changes to the armor here and there, which basically, fulfilled the whole we need this tank to be faster kind of thing. But the thing is, then ended up making the AV tank into a medium AV or AV medium tank, which was not really intended, and not to mention, kind of pointless. Because why on earth would you have an in-between of a medium and an AV tank? So they rather just put the resource into making T-34s and KV tanks, or around this time should be the IS tank series already. And so KV-1S kinda became the stop dead end right there. But as the war drags on, they needed more heavy tanks, or basically tanks that can house the big guns. They needed more of it on the field, so what they do, they grab as many of these IS-1 tanks as they can, or whatever it is that isn't in use, and then they stuck the IS-1 turret on it. So there you go. The KV-1S is now the KV-85. So, as the armor goes, 75mm front plate right here as well. And like the KV-1S, you have 60mm sights instead of 75. Yes, you can see 60mm sights, 75mm front. Unlike the original KV-1, which is 75mm all around. So yeah, is this armor actually that practical? I'm afraid to say at 4.7, especially if we get up tiered, which for 4.7 vehicles that happens a lot more often than you think. You don't exactly have the best armor, because even at 4.7, there's already quite a number of guns that can punch through this no problem. Or this. For the worst part, if you angle, because KV tank, the best way to survive is to angle. In order to house the IS-1 turret, they kinda shaved off the 60mm right here, put the IS-1 turret on, and then they just welded a 40mm curved plate right here, which is not exactly a good idea. Because not only is this thinner than usual, since it's curved, that means if you angle, yeah, that's not a lot of armor to punch through right there. A lot of guys can go through this, including the very annoying SPAs. Unexpected threat my ass. But otherwise, everything else is basically the KV tank. 75mm right here, and then 40mm sitting right on top of it. And also, since this is the IS-1 turret, 100mm at all angles. No, even though it says 100mm, be very careful because again, at 4.7, there's a lot of guns that can actually go through this, no problem. Now moving on, let's talk about the gun. As I've been saying, this is the IS-1 turret, so that means it's using the 85mm D5T cannon. The same cannon you find on the IS-1, as well as the T-34-85 D5T, as you can see. So yeah, basically the same gun, and if you know about the 85mm T-34, you know how annoyingly devastating this gun can be. Mainly because not only are you using the same gun, you are using the same set of shells. Armor piercing high explosive as a stock round, but even though this has more penetration, we will be firing this instead. Armor piercing high explosive ballistic cap shell, 135mm penetration, and 164 grams of explosive mass. So why am I using this when this one has more penetration? I don't really trust this shell for two reasons. One, it doesn't have a ballistic cap, so angle penetration is not as good, as well as your explosive mass. I really have no idea why. It just doesn't one-shot tanks as easily. It's not because of explosive mass. Normally, like 48 grams is actually pretty decent, but yeah, not really enough to just one-shot anything you look at. That's why I use this. Not only do you have 164 grams of explosive mass, as all Soviet APHE BC goes, you have that ridiculous angle of penetration. I kid you not. 85mm cannon, 70 rounds of ammunition, not too bad. Reloading rate 8.1 seconds. This is actually quite good, because you see, the IS-1 has 9.6 seconds reload, and the T-34-85 D5T is at 10.8 seconds. Yeah. So not only is this KV tank a little bit more armored than the T-34, you also have a faster firing gun. And moving on to the other characteristics, as all Soviet tank goes, you have a really horrible gun depression. And this is actually even worse. Also, most Soviet tanks have like -5 gun depression, as you can see. Even the IS-1, -5 gun depression. So, why is this thing -3 gun depression? I seriously have no idea. Despite the fact that it's using the same turret as the IS-1. Now, enough chit chat, let's take this oversized T-34-85 into battle and just frustrate everybody because, you know, Russian bias. Let's go.
The army is getting closer to victory.
That's a Mach 7, isn't it?
Attention to the designated grid square.
Nope, there's a Mach 3. Got him.
Attention to the designated grid. Affirmative!
How did you mess that up so bad? Gotcha, bitch. Good try though.
Attention to the designated grid square.
Oh, you need to die. So original. What are you doing, dude?
Attention to the map! Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Buddy, don't back up into me! Oh my god, is I panicked? There. Oh lord, man.
Repairing!
Neat. What about that guy? Never mind. Oh, there's a Mach 3. My bad. That was a Mach 7.
The enemy's getting closer to victory.
There you go.
Attention to the map!
Go back up, dude. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. not dead, dude. He's not dead.
Attention to the map.
Oh my god, there's just so many dead guys.
Attention to the designated grid zone.
Alright, let me push up. Hey!
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win. Thank you. Allied forces have captured a zone.
That's good enough. I got you, buddy.
Отличное попадание.
Or a Puma.
Enemy forces have captured a zone.
Dude, no. No. Dude.
Allied forces have captured a zone.
KV-2 behind you.
Attention to the map. Allied forces have captured a zone. Attention to the map. Attention to the map. I agree. Allied forces have captured a zone.
Bitch. Pretty sure there's more than just that. Just that. Stewart. They're just gonna go shell.
Need cover!
Alright, gotcha, buddy.
Overall effort. Victory will surely be ours.
Overpressure. None of that. No armor, best armor. Leo. Ooh.